once again, everybody, and welcome to Championship Sunday NFL Primetime. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, Joe Theismann, a couple of guys that know about Super Bowls, 4 teams that certainly know about championship games. Who would get 2 tickets to paradise, as Eddie Money would sing?
Of course.
Probably still does sing it. I'm sure he does. Well, let's start with the AFC Championship game as the Denver Broncos know their way around the block. 5th championship game in 12 years for Bill Cowher's Pittsburgh Steelers. 3rd title game in 4 years. Well, as we said, both teams understand. And what history to these two as well. 25 years ago, the Immaculate Reception, of course, put Pittsburgh on the playoff map for good. But 11 years to the day, Denver, the Elway era of Denver, put on the map for good when he led the Broncos on the drive at Cleveland, later resulting in the overtime win. 11 years to the day. The difference? Franco Harris, long since retired in the Hall of Fame. John Elway still weaving his magic.
Let's go out, walk the walk, play Bronco football, we'll come out champs. Broncos on 3. 1, 2, 3.
So on the first drive, Elway tried to make something happen, but it was the Steelers that made something happen at chilly Three River Stadium at the Confluence. He shall be a Levon Kirkland. Ball intended for Shannon Sharp. Elway and Sharp discuss it. INT to Pittsburgh. However, Norm Johnson only missed 3 all year, but 38 yards, no good. Remember it. Steelers come away empty-handed. Broncos next possession, first play. Terrell Davis, leading rusher again in the AFC. What, going to make the move? 43-yard run down to the Steeler 29-yard line. He gets great blocking, Joe.
He really does. Now, we're going to spot shadow Mark Schlereth here. You're going to see him come out and get a real good block on Levon Kirkland. As the handoff goes, here he comes out. Slides on out, little bit of push on the outside now. Puts Levon on his back.
Schlereth, one of those that has a Super Bowl ring. He was a young hog with the Skins in 91. Elway to Ed McCaffrey, who had a big-time day, 11 yards down to Steeler 14. 2 plays later, it's TD for Terrell Davis. Boy, he just makes those quick, shifty moves and gets into the end zone. 7-0 Broncos. His 2nd touchdown at Three Rivers this year rushing. No one in the rest of the league had a rushing touchdown at Pittsburgh all year. All right, so here come the Steelers. And on the next possession, here we go. Cordell to Yancey for 20 yards. Then next play, Cordell Stewart says, wait a minute, this is going to be an offensive battle. Let him go. He could go all the way. 33 yards. Game tied at 7, and he gets blocking, Joe.
Jason Strelzik, number 70, little boop, and then all of a sudden, Dermontti Dawson, boof, a big boof. And Cordell's in the end zone.
You go to my sound effects school, I could see.
Yes.
3 plays. Here we go. And then there's a loose football. With the score 7-7 late in the first quarter, what's going on? Steed, Perry recovers for the Steelers. 3 plays later, Cordell Stewart to Yancey Thigpen, 18 yards down to midfield. Same drive, the bus. He had a 100-yard day. Down to the Bronco 31-yard line, Bettis at 105 yards. Same drive, 2nd quarter. Tommy, not a smart play, though. Close call on Alfred Williams.
Well, and it looks a lot worse here in slow motion, but Alfred Williams gets the roughing call right there on Cordell with the late hit.
Next play, Bettis, 6-yard run past Alfred, number 91, down to the 1-yard line. After that, from the 1, you know what's going to happen. Bettis, Lester with the block, touchdown, Steelers lead 14-7. Now, late in the 2nd quarter, with the score 14-10 on a 2nd and 2, a play that changed the entire game. Cordell Stewart waiting, throwing into double coverage, intercepted by Ray Crockett.
Tom certainly took momentum from the Steelers. You see Atwater go up. It looks like he has the ball, but this throw into double coverage results in a turnover. Broncos take over.
Atwater, Crockett, Elway, the only guys left from the 89 Super Bowl team of the Broncos. Could Mike Shanahan and the Broncos take advantage? Well, remember, they start at their own 20 here, under 5 minutes to go. 4 different types of throws by Elway. Rod Smith, 13 yards. Then, 2 plays later, Elway dumps it to kind of ad-libs this play to Howard Andy Griffith for 11 yards. Next play, sees the blitz, so somebody must be open down the middle, and it's Shannon Sharp. 8-fold, 18 yards under the 37. Then, under 2 minutes to go in the half, Elway to Andy Griffith. He Aunt B's his way into the end zone. Touchdown, 17-14, the Broncos. And then a big play. Not all the punt returns have to be touchdowns.
Get straight up the football field for as much as you can get to give the offense some position to make a move on the end zone.
Remember, they've scored inside 2 minutes. The Bronco defense held. Darren Gordon made the play, and then Elway to Ed McCaffrey. Looks like he gets in, Joe.
It really does. I mean, did his arm come down? The official thought it did.
Well, 29 seconds on that play. Now 16 seconds left. No problem. Elway to McCaffrey. 1 yard touchdown. 2 touchdowns. Final 2 minutes and a half. 24-14 Broncos. Elway 6 for 6 on those 2 drives. So third quarter. Now the Steelers have to move it. Remember, they came from 14 points down earlier this year to beat Denver on this very field. Stewart to Thigpen, 27 yards. And the entire Bronco team, Gradishar, Rizzo, Swenson, they're all in on the tackle. 4 plays later, Bettis, he's down to the 16-yard line. And it's par. But on second and goal, those Bronco linebackers that wear number 57, they intercept all the time. It's Alan Aldridge, makes the thing. So Romo says, not a smart play, Cordell.
Yeah, Bill Romanowski from Connecticut.
Yo, don't bring that up, will you? Stewart, back to pass. Hit by Neil Smith. It's a fumble. Mike Lodish falls on it. Big play by the Denver defense.
Great effort by Neil Smith coming up from the backside, forcing the ball out, and then Lodish, in between a lot of Steelers, manages to come up with the football.
Fourth quarter. Could the Broncos hold on under 6 minutes to go? But now Cordell Stewart starts to feel it down 10. Swing to Courtney Hawkins, 9 yards. Second and 1. Broncos in some prevent defense. It changed the way they rushed here. Tom Blackwell for 3 yards. Then he's going to find Charles Johnson.
Well, you take a look at the plays. You can see the 3-man rush. Watch, only 3 Broncos rushing. It gives Cordell time to scan the football field.
That was Thigpen with the catch, and then here's the throw to Charles Johnson. 14 yards, touchdown. Steelers down 24-21. They still have a chance. Under 2:50 to go. John Elway. Could he protect the lead rather than win a game late? McCaffrey, 6 yards. What a play, Joe.
This should count for something, and it does. He gets his knee, but big catches in this game. Not a lot, but very important ones for McCaffrey.
The knee down that allowed the clock to tick. Then Elway to Sharp on 3rd and 6. What a big play. First down. And Elway, for Denver fans, look at what he says. One more. Kind of like, remember Craig Morton, Otis Armstrong? We need to go just this far. He throws to McCaffrey for a first down. Terrell Davis sealed it with a long run down the left side. Neil Smith said, I'm wearing the right colors for the Steelers. A valiant effort, but alas, a rare home loss. Tough end of a first year of starting for Cordell Stewart, but for Mike Shanahan and company, they're on to the Super Bowl. The Broncos beat the Steelers by the count of 24-21. Offensive stats almost identical, but the turnover battle won.